Since time immemorial, Afghanistan has known conflict, death, and poverty. Strategic position, oil, power, and control have seen this land subdued by numerous empires and world powers. But the will of the Afghan people to achieve autonomy has prevailed throughout the ages. More recently, Afghanistan has endured a 22-year-long war and severe 4-year drought. Additionally, the military campaign against terrorism that followed September 11 contributed to unprecedented population movements, which have resulted in the second highest refugee count in modern history.
I'm standing here in Afghanistan, an incredible country. There's an amazing beauty about this place, even though it is so barren. This particular area that we're standing in was the base for Al-Qaeda. Just a few months back during the war, they hid a lot of ammunition here. They even say that Osama was in this area. His house was blown up. And behind me are the remnants, the remains of the cannons that they used.
Today, Afghanistan is an embattled land whose people are suffering unparalleled woes. And although its economy has improved significantly since the fall of the Taliban, it remains a very poor country, landlocked and dependent on foreign aid. It will take at least a decade and continued donor aid and attention to lift the living standards here. Inflation is very high, and 2/3 of the population lives on less than $2 a day. Desperate farmers are being lured into poppy farming to survive. The temptation is strong, as they can easily earn their annual income requirements in only 1 month. The lethal combination of extreme hardship and easy economic reward, however, means Afghanistan is now the world's largest opium producer and single biggest contributor to the escalating drug crisis around the world. Children's Hunger identified Afghanistan as a humanitarian hotspot in 2001. Since then, it has delivered many hundreds of tons of relief aid items to thousands of Afghan families. It has established a Samaritan Center, which is currently supporting and providing for 120 orphans, and also supports a further 100 orphans in a government orphanage. But because this country is unlike any other place on earth today, even this large-scale action has barely scratched the surface of their need. This is one of the harshest and most dangerous places in the world. Here, day-to-day survival is a struggle. Summers are hot and dry, while winters are extremely cold. Most homes do not have electricity or water. Large parts of the country are still ruled by warlords, and travel is dangerous and limited. It is one of the most heavily mined countries in the world today, and hundreds of thousands of people have been maimed or crippled as a result of the war and the copious unmarked landmines. Of its over 21 million inhabitants, 15,800,000 have been deemed undernourished by the World Food Organization. Healthcare is virtually non-existent. The average life expectancy is only 43 years, and the infant mortality rate is 166 per thousand. Thousands of people die annually for lack of the most basic services. Malaria is rife, and regular outbreaks of cholera, spawned by the subhuman living conditions, further threaten this weary population. Education is low on the agenda of most Afghans. 61% of children do not attend school, and the literacy rate is one of the lowest in the world at a shocking 28.7%. Afghanistan is indeed a place where survival is the primary goal. But in truth, survival here brings little reward. The only respite for the population of Afghanistan comes in the form of international relief and development aid. But due to the harsh conditions and mortal danger, many humanitarian organizations have withdrawn. Their absence only serves to deepen the despair and compound the hardships. Children's Hunger, however, has committed at a deeper level. Their teams frequently place their lives at risk to provide aid to those in the most remote and dangerous regions. To demonstrate their deepening commitment to the Afghan people, the project's director, together with his wife and their children, traveled as a family to deliver and distribute relief aid and educational items. This gesture was strong and the aim of Children's Hunger is not only to provide relief in a time of need, but also to offer ongoing support. This support ranges from food aid and household goods to skills development workshops, tools and materials that further empower the stricken to rebuild their lives. Priority areas for rebuilding the country, as set out by the government, include the construction of education, health and sanitation facilities, as well as the enhancement of administrative capacity, the development of the agricultural sector, and the rebuilding of road, energy and telecommunication links. But it will be decades before this agenda is met, and those who live in the most remote areas could die before they witness their inception. Survival here on the fringes of humanity is grim, but without support, it is bleak. In its commitment, Children's Hunger has undertaken to bridge the gap, and in order to ensure that all of the aid supplied by them reaches the people who need it the most, Children's Hunger has established an accountable, coordinated, self-run supply chain mechanism that is carving a swathe of hope through an otherwise hopeless land, easing the burden where life has become insufferable. The situation is dire, but with every truckload of aid, hope is spread, and hope is a powerful ally. Hope alone can extinguish the deep gloom of despair that has percolated here for centuries. And with every encounter of compassion, the hope of stability is increased, and the dream of a real home is fanned in the heart of each child and family they touch. Children's Hunger was founded to address the plight of children and their families who are victims of events outside their direct control. They have the networks and mechanisms in place to distribute hope directly to an area of need at a moment's notice. But they will always need you to complete their team. You are the catalyst which brings change. You fuel the machine, and every dollar you donate is an investment into humanity. Across life and death, Children's Hunger is only able to help in times of need because of your support. The only way for this organization to remain effective and ready to serve those suffering around the globe is through you.